sHUA.
Mercer.
And what we decided last week was we were going to review Cabin Zero, but Cabin Fever, Patient Zero,
right.
Whatever the fuck, doesn't matter. The point is, during that discussion, we discovered that Mercer had not seen Cabin Fever 1 or Cabin Fever 2. So we went ahead and decided we weren't going to do... Some people do this bullshit where when they make like a movie, a sequel, and then a prequel, they watch the prequel first and then the first. I don't like to do that because I think it kind of fucks things up. So I still haven't seen Patient Zero. You haven't either, right?
No.
Okay, so we've both seen 1 and 2, and as of tonight, Mercer has seen 1. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start off with a little info about the production of said movie, and we're going to let sHUA knock that out real quick.
Okay, this is Eli Roth's first feature-length film, and it's done. You honestly can't really tell because it's that damn good, scene-wise and everything. This movie has semi-star power because it's got a bunch of people that you've seen and like just random stuff.
Yeah.
Eli Roth plays like 5 of the 10 characters out of this thing. Like he's in a lot of roles. Mm-hmm. Ryder Strong, who a lot of people may know from Boy Meets World. I think he played Sean in that series. Jordan Ladd, who is Cheryl Ladd's daughter.
Oh yeah.
She was in Hostel 2, Waiting, Club Dread, and Grindhouse.
She was Penelope.
Yes, she was. James DeBello, who was in Scary Movie 2. He was in Detroit Rock City and American Pie. Serena Vincent was in Not Another Teen Movie. She was in. She played Areola. And a fun fact that I did not know about her, and none of us did, was that she was in Power Rangers. She was in the 99 to 2000 spread. She was the Yellow Ranger in the Lightspeed Rescue series and the Lost Galaxy series. And Giuseppe Andrews, who was he was in Independence Day. He was one of Randy.
Wait.
Yeah, he was one of the kids. He was in American History X, and he was also in Detroit Rock City. Special effects in this thing, Eli Roth, like, this is where I'm concerned, like, all the money went to because of who he got to do it. He got K&B, literally. He got
Not
Robert
the company,
Kurtzman.
but he got...
Right, he got, literally.
Right, he got Nicotero and company.
He got Robert Kurtzman, Howard Berger, and Greg Nicotero to work on this thing. Mm-hmm. And also, I hate that I didn't realize this at the time, but one of my teachers in school, Alan Tuskus, worked on this film. Yeah. So that's this movie was produced for $1.5 million, and it drug in by the end of everything $30.6 million. So that is a hell of a profit.
Yeah. Which is an amazing, when you think about it, there's no merchandise involved in this. This isn't like, the fucking Avengers or Star Wars. This is based on DVD sales,
ticket sales, and hype.
And that's
much.
it.
That's it.
So what did you think, Mr. Mercer?
I really enjoyed the film. For it being a horror / black comedy horror is what it was kind of listed as as the genres. It was really good. I thought the script was written really well. For it being a black comedy skit, it cracked me up, especially the dude from Detroit Rock City. What was his name?
I can't remember the character's name, but James DeBello.
Yeah, James
his character.
Yeah. Anytime I see...
That's not funny!
It was funny, you fucking slut. Yeah, that cracked me up. But through the whole movie, I thought it was really great. One of the things I really enjoyed was how it was shot. It was almost shot like, kind of resembled like an old format, like you would see from, Friday the 13th or... Halloween,
like a decent
but
style,
with a lot better quality and lighting.
Yeah, a lot better quality and lighting, but a lot of his camera angles and stuff too were kind of and how he would just kind of blend scenes. Like he would just have one shot, but as people were walking back and forth into the cabin or whatever, and as the lights were dimming, it just kind of fade into each part of that of the day, and overall, I thought the special effects were great. He went like I said, this was his first directed film.
Yes, he had done, according to everything, he had done like some shorts. Like he had done two short films before, but this was his first.
Like
His
feature.
first feature.
First feature.
Film. Yeah, that's not very well. Yeah, that's really cool. But he did go to one of the top film schools in the U.S.
Yeah.
I think NYU. Actually, I think is where he might have studied. Yeah, if I read that right, I don't know. I could be wrong, but correct me if I am. But overall, it's somewhere around.
Who cares? But
Yeah, but no. Overall, I really enjoyed the movie. I'm looking forward to the sequel.
well,
And the prequel, so.
they did a pretty good job, with the effects, most of which were practical.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that, and going back to what you said about angles, one of the things that I found neat was that they had a lot of high quality versions of like some of the old 80s slasher sort of flicks, but it was really high quality. But he also interspersed some neat reverse effects. Did you see that? There was like three in particular.
Yeah.
The dog charging and then dropping back down.
Yeah.
The blood running up the window instead of down, and
Right.
one of Jordan Ladd rolling back over. And a lot of those were foreshadowing scenes. They weren't. It was literally like a glimpse into the future.
Right, and it was done like dream sequence too, because that was
Sort of, yeah.
That was while like all the characters were after the first incident had happened,
Yeah.
and they were all like kind of dazed and trying to comprehend everything, and then it cut to
Yeah. The school,
everything.
one of the things I think which was always important in any type of film too, is the score. And with us being musicians, at that the score really.
Well, two of us at least.
Well,
He's working on it.
Yeah, he's working.
I just like notes. It sounds.
I love notes.
It was cool. Like you said,
but the
tied in
score
with the
was
shots.
and like especially when kind of towards the end of the movie when he's kind of reflecting or whatever, going back to the beginning, and then it has this nice scene, but then it shows her, her face is all eaten away and stuff, and it kind of has that.
Yeah, this is a movie where the score definitely plays a character.
I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's unsettling. It's kept kind of light for the majority of it, because as you said, it is basically like just this black comedy, but it's done well enough to where there's still a very unsettling kind of, almost like a defeatist kind of thing, like I'm fucked. That's kind of, so there's it's done very well, but it's interesting, and I don't want to give too much away. It's not a zombie flick, and it's not really a slasher flick either. It's just kind of a really unfortunate fucking thing that Eli Roth actually based on a real life experience.
Yeah.
He based on a real life experience, which I'm not going to even say that, because I don't want anybody. It's just really well done, and you go. There's so many moments where you go, oh fuck, and there's moments where you go, ew, and there's moments where you go, what the fuck does that have to do with it? There's so much weirdness,
There's it's funny because it's just how it's shot. It reminds me of old slasher films, but it kind of reminds me, kind of some of the humor in it too. Kind of reminds me of it's an old movie. What is it called? The Fearless Vampire Killers.
I don't
You ever seen
I
it?
have not
It's an
seen
old
that
movie.
one.
Who was the guy that did? His wife was killed by Charles Manson's thing.
I don't know.
You're gonna have to be more specific than that.
He did Ninth Gate. Roman Polanski.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a Roman Polanski film from I think in maybe 70s.
I might check that out then.
The Fearless Vampire Killers is kind of cool. So with the old school Jason slasher film, the first one, plus with the humor from that movie into this one, it's just kind of. I mean, this one's not really a slasher film, but
It's not,
the
it's really
cinematography, just the humor and the cinematography is together. I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's pretty well done, and I mean this, as far as our review part is, that's pretty much over at this point, so I don't want to ruin anything. However, during our little research portion, which we do prior to watching the movie, and usually during, because there's lots of beer involved, obviously.
Right.
But what really, really pissed me off is that sHUA found that not only has there been a sequel
Oh yes.
and a prequel, but they've actually
I clicked on
already
the wrong
remade and released the first one.
No, they haven't released it yet.
I read that it had been released.
Had it been released?
That's what I read.
Oh my god.
But I could be fucking lying or just wrong. So it doesn't really matter. Either way.
But yes, they have in 14 years. This thing is 14 years old. It came out in
Yep.
2004. 2002.
Good
Sorry.
math. Good
2002.
Math. Good
Yeah.
math. Good job.
Thank you. I try. I do what I can.
I only had like 8 beers. Alright guys, well, anyway, that's it for this one. Check it out. Cabin Fever's great. I'm Frost.
sHUA.
And this is Mercer.